Pennsylvania. You're about to watch the greatest DVD, the only DVD that you'll ever need to watch again. The glorious career of none other than me, Ron Diamond.
What was your influence to get into the independent wrestling business?
I guess it really began when I was about 3 years old, watching wrestling with my father. Watching some of the greats like Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, countless others. I originally wanted to become a wrestler, but there were some things that happened, that prevented that. So I went into managing, which, there were some good ones there, Jim Cornette, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. I try to think about some of the older managers and kind of go off of what they do. And, I make my persona on my own, but, they have a lot of influence in those. So that's probably what, got me into independent wrestling.
What was the defining moment that started your DCW career?
There's a lot of defining moments, most definitely, in my career. It probably started earliest, May of 2008, at the Lindsay Depto Memorial Show. I was, unfortunately, at the time, managing Diamond Troy Justice. Don't ask me what I was thinking, ever managing such a terrible, terrible wrestler. But, ended up getting attacked by, I guess, was supposed to be his ex-cop partner, known as the Insaniac. I'll just let this video here.
What? Oh my God. No, don't take the mask. Especially if he takes the mask off and it's true. No. Oh my God. Headbutt. Time to cover.
What are your thoughts on being attacked by the Insaniac?
My thoughts. Ended up taking a shot, all because Diamond Troy Justice was afraid to do it himself, along with that punk LA Diamond. First they send in Lewis. You've seen the guy. There's not much to him. I don't see why anybody would be threatened by him. And then LA Diamond and Troy send me after the Insaniac, and what do I get in return? A headbutt. As you've seen in the video, I got a headbutt. Tell you what, I had a headache for about a week because of that attack. And that really, at that moment is when I really started thinking about what am I doing? What's Troy doing for me? But basically, the whole attack from the Insaniac, it should have never happened.
How did it feel to be back after 3 months?
Felt pretty good. The reason we were gone for so long, June, I couldn't make the show. There was just some things that prevented me from going. July and August, we were filming a movie called The Insaniac, and we took a couple months off to, deal with the filming, put the DVD together, had some controversy. I'm not going to talk about that, what do you expect for Troy Justice? But it did feel really good to be back in September 2008. It was Troy against Ashton Amherst. Again, I was still managing Troy at the time. Still don't understand why. But I think the fans will really enjoy this match.
Cover 1, 2. Oh no, the wrong crowd. Are you kidding me?
How did it feel to be commissioner?
Well, the night that we came back in September, I came out and let the fans know, I was the new commissioner. LA Diamond, he just couldn't cut it. Plain and simple. There was nobody better for the job than me, obviously. I was his assistant, you might as well say, even though I was more like, his go for this, go for that, I was glad he was gone. And like I said, I took his position because he just couldn't handle it. And tell you what, I believe DCW was at its best with me commissioner.
So how did it feel when you put Troy in a career-ending match against the Insaniac?
Well, it was October 2008. Troy begged me and begged me and begged me. He wanted his match with the Insaniac beginning of the night. It was supposed to be main event. So, against my better judgment at the time, I came out, and you know what? I'm just going to let this video speak.
Commissioner Ron Diamond.
I don't like that guy.
What made you decide to have an intergender match?
It was November 2008. We've been going for almost a year. Started in January. And the whole time LA Diamond was in charge, he never once had an intergender match. And I figured, you know what better way to draw in a crowd? It was Diamond Troy Justice and Sarah Brooks against Brock Singleton and Ecstasy, which is now known as Brittany Force. Brittany Force and Troy had some problems. Sarah Brooks and her had some problems. I figured I'd just throw Brock in the mix because, you know, he just seems like somebody that'd like to, you know, smack somebody up alongside the head like Sarah Brooks. And you know what? Honestly, she needs it. Troy needs it, and you know, that's basically it. You know, at the time, again, I was managing Troy, I was managing Sarah, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let you see the match.
Well, the match has officially started, ended, and started again. Hey, and we finally have a caller in Elbow Time.
Tell us about a few of the people you work with.
Well, some of them I had already known previously before joining up with the ECW. I trained under another camp for a little while back in 2004, and one of them, for instance, was Sebastian. Girls love him, you know, they think he's handsome and stuff. I just think the guy's full of himself. You know, everybody thinks he's this great wrestler. He thinks he's a great wrestler. Personally, you know, I don't understand why Seabass is there. Little known fact before I go on about some other wrestlers. I first started with ECW. I was actually at the merchandise table, and I got to know a few wrestlers that way. One of them being Jimmy the High Flying Hippie. Well, another guy, I don't understand why he's there. I mean, the guy, just look at the guy, you know, look at the hair. Look, I mean, yeah, so what? I had long hair at one point, but, you know, he's just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain him, but he definitely shouldn't be there. I don't think he has any talent. I don't think he has the talent that everybody says he does. Another one I want to mention is probably Scott Fowler. You know, management, smart, you know, making sure he was signed. I mean, I went and, you know, got him, suggested it, and he's been one of the greatest assets to DCW. There ain't nobody better than him. And with me in his corner, he's even better. I mean, he's beat people like Kelvin McGrath, you know, one of the biggest stars in DCW. You know, Scott Fowler, make quick work of him. And you know, he's on a rise. He's on a rise to the top. So I'd have to say the greatest wrestler in DCW is definitely Scott Fowler.
How did you feel about being fired by LA Diamond upon his return?
Well, it was our first year anniversary show, Diamond Games, January 2009. I come out, I'd tell the fans exactly what I thought of them, you know. It was time, you know, I'd been coming out. I was their commissioner. I was giving them great shows. I mean, you know, better than anything LA Diamond ever gave them. And, you know, I got booed. Every month, every show, they booed me. So I did, you know, just came out, told them exactly what I thought of them, and as I was doing so, LA Diamond interrupts me. His music hits, and he comes back, you know, after being gone for months, and, you know, he takes it upon himself to take over the company all over again. You know, you can't just leave and then come back and expect to, you know, take the reins back. And that's exactly what he did. He fired me, and you know what? I'm gonna let this video, you know, show you exactly what happened.
Tell us how you managed to get back into the business after being fired.
Well, it was February 2009, and LA Diamond came came out, started, talking, and I interrupted him just like he interrupted me. And I told him, contract of mine states I still own 50% of the company. And I told him, I got backup. That's when the Wrong Crowd came out. That's why I aligned myself with the Wrong Crowd. Of course, LA Diamond had to try and one-up me by getting Troy and G-Raver, the returning G-Raver, of course, because he had gone out with injury in November of 2008, head injury. Too bad he had to come back. But he did. And it was set up that night that whoever's team won that match would take control of the March show. And this is the promo.
Instead of waiting later on tonight, why don't we just do it right now?
Donnie broke here breaking out. G-Raver and the Diamond versus the Wrong Crowd. So you get some order in here.
How did you feel when the Wrong Crowd won the tag team titles?
Oh, it was great, I set out to do exactly what I wanted to, start taking over DCW, the gold, the company itself. I'm going to show you this match as well, but unfortunately I wasn't able to show the whole match. Some problems with the footage, but just know that the end result was the Wrong Crowd, new DCW champions, and it was great. Nothing better.
The DCW arena. Boy, we have it anytime we want. Expect this show to go till 1 in the morning if it has to. We're going to finish this card. Tell you what, they stay outside. It is.
Tell us about the challenge you put up with LA Diamond and Anarchy.
Well, it came to the point where there wasn't enough room in DCW for 2 commissioners. So I called LA out, and I said, you know what? This is what's going to go down. You pick a guy, I pick a guy. Whoever guy loses, that's the man that's leaving this company, and the remaining will take over 100% again. And this promo...
So how about that victory over LA Diamond?
Well, it was April 2009. As I had said previously, we put up basically our careers on the line, and it was Zubov against Kato. The DCW title was also on the line. Kato was the champion at the time, and Zubov was victorious. I took back over the company, the way it should have been from the beginning. LA Diamond should have never even been in DCW ever, from the beginning, in the middle, and it doesn't matter. LA Diamond should have never been there, and I proved that when I picked the guy that Kato just couldn't beat. And here's the match that you'll see LA Diamond for the last time.
Line in this one. Oh no! He'll take the time to put it back on.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Yes, DCW, is a great company. We're going on to over 2 years now. And for what I honestly think that if it wasn't for me, DCW wouldn't be what it is today. I managed some of the greatest wrestlers. I've managed champions. I've managed multiple tag team champions. I've aligned myself with people like Scott Fowler, Samuel Elias, Ashton Amherst, the Wrong Crowd, the best. There's nobody better, and there's not a better manager in DCW than me. So I look forward to keep on managing and plan on taking every single title